This is KGW News at noon.
We start with breaking news. 2 deputies were shot this morning in Clackamas County. The sheriff's office says both were taken to the hospital. Take a look at where this happened. It was in the Southgate area near Southeast Johnson Creek Boulevard and Bell Avenue. Thank you for joining us. I'm Brenda Braxton. We want to get straight to Mike Benner, who's live at the scene with more details. Mike.
Well, Brenda, good afternoon. First thing is first, I can tell you that the 2 people accused of shooting these deputies are in custody. That, of course, good news and relief to people who live and work in this area. In the meantime, if I step out of the way, you'll notice that Southeast Johnson Creek Boulevard is back open to traffic at this hour. It was reopened just a few minutes ago following what's been an hours-long investigation and one that continues at this hour. We can tell you this all started around 7 o'clock this morning. Deputies responded to the corner of Johnson Creek and Bell Avenue on reports of a burglary. There was some sort of confrontation and 2 Clackamas County deputies were shot. Neighbors recall hearing anywhere from 10 to 12 gunshots. While it's unclear if the deputies fired their guns during this incident, we do know they were injured and rushed to the hospital for treatment. Again, 2 people have been taken into custody in connection to the shooting, so there is no outstanding danger to the public. If law enforcement wants to pass along anything this afternoon, it's a reminder of just how dangerous their job can be. Listen.
It's one of those things where you never know when something like this is going to happen. I didn't know this was going to happen when I woke up this morning, and I'm sure those deputies who are involved in this situation weren't expecting this, but it is part of the job and is part of the danger of police work. And we're just hoping that they are doing well and they'll make a full recovery.
All right, echoing that sentiment is a woman who lives in this area. She tells me 2 of the bullets from the shooting went through her front window and into her living room, right where her 11-year-old son was playing. Talk about terrifying. You'll hear from her on KGW News at 4, along with the sheriff, who is expected to meet with reporters in the next couple of hours. I'll send it back to you.
All right, we'll see what new information you get between now and then. We will be following this story all day long on air and online. Well, Oregon now has a new Secretary of State. LaVon Griffin-Valade was sworn in this morning. Governor Tina Kotek chose her to replace Shemia Fagan, who resigned because of ethics concerns over her job with a marijuana company. Griffin-Valade is a former auditor for the city of Portland. She says she's hoping to restore trust in the Secretary of State's office. She will serve out the remainder of Fagan's term, which runs through January of 2025. Well, people everywhere thinking about the long holiday weekend. We know the 4th is going to be a scorcher, but Rod's here now with a look at temperatures.
Yeah, Brenda, that's 4th, by the way, still looks to be potentially around 97, which is the current record for the 4th of July. So here we are right now, and notice how many spots are already showing signs of 90-degree heat. Pendleton's at 89, the Dow's 88, there's Bend at 86, Eugene is at 81. If you just go by the temperature at noon, on track to be 90 degrees. Portland 75, Salem 78. Now, this morning, I made the statements on Sunrise, we would be 1 to 2 degrees cooler than we were yesterday. So then we are, in fact, 1 degree cooler at noon than the 76 that PDX had 24 hours ago. But certainly 90 is in play, which I didn't think it would be. We have sunshine and clearing skies at the coast. A lot of folks probably en route as I speak to the beach to begin their holiday weekend. Low cloud deck sitting offshore, but overall it's pretty nice weather right there. Beach temperatures primarily be in the 60s. You can see a bit of a northwest breeze out in the gorge this afternoon from the Dalles, about 25 miles per hour expected, where temperatures will be warming up into at least the mid 90s. That's the forecast for you folks. Portland's forecast 75 now. I'll leave the high in the upper 80s, 87. Still a warm evening for you, 83 at 8 o'clock. We'll get into the potential of those record temperatures next week with the holiday forecast coming up.
Thank you, Rod. This is the last day of the Supreme Court session, and they handed down some huge rulings today. The justices shot down the Biden administration's plan to cancel student loan debt, and they sided with a web designer who refused to create websites for gay couples. NBC's Bree Jackson has a wrap-up.
In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court blocked President Biden's plan to forgive up to $20,000 in student loans. Had the student loan plan been upheld, more than 43 million people would have been eligible to have up to $20,000 in debt erased. The program has been on hold since last August when a group of Republican-led states sued the Biden administration. They said the executive branch does not have the authority to broadly wipe out debt. Challengers said only Congress has the power to create laws to do so. The Biden administration had argued it was acting within the law. The High Court disagreed. In the other ruling, the justices sided with Lori Smith's argument that she is protected by the First Amendment from being forced to express messages through her work that she is against. She challenged Colorado's public accommodations law, which prohibits discrimination. This case is similar to one 5 years ago when a cake baker refused to bake a wedding cake for a gay couple on religious reasons. This case focused only on the First Amendment rights, with the court ruling 6-3 in her favor. Smith is an evangelical Christian who says she believes marriage should be between a man and a woman. The Biden administration backed Colorado. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
President Biden will talk about the Supreme Court decisions coming up this afternoon at 12:30. We will have a special report here on KGW as soon as he begins. Police in Portland are looking for the man accused of attacking a black food cart owner in a hate crime. Police are looking for Daniel Warren. They say he beat up Daryl Preston, the owner of Laurel's Chicken Shack. According to Preston's attorney, he was standing behind his food truck earlier this month when somebody snuck up on him, beat him, and yelled racist slurs. Now, if you see Daniel Warren, you're advised not to approach him, but instead call 911. A new report calls for major changes to the way Portland Street Response operates. That's the city-run program that handles certain 911 mental health calls instead of police. The report comes as the head of the program, Robin Burrick, announced that she's leaving next week. The program is in its second year, and data show that workers responded to more than 7,400 calls. Last year, that number was 1,200. Among other things, the new evaluation recommends increasing hours, staff, and resources. Another recommendation, changing a policy that requires workers to be present during city-ordered sweeps.
With sweeps, you risk destroying the trust that the team has spent 2 years literally developing with people.
Burrick confirms she is leaving the program for a position in the city auditor's office, but she declined to comment further.